Here we are. The thing I have been working on. It's a video game. Yeah. I have been working on this for a while. I don't know what I'm doing. Everything in this is temporary. This area is pretty much no more than a block out at this point. And everything I am going to show is pretty much a block out as well. All the visuals and stuff you see are pretty much temporary. Anything you see that uses the same model as the player model is not going to be like that. Pretty much everything in this is temporary. Sound effects, models, animations, and stuff. Music, probably. I like Rewound, but I've made a better version of it by now. At least slightly. It's more just sticks to the key it was made in, pretty much. Whatever. You can see in like the bottom right corner that there's a thing labeling the current mask. I think I made it so that it's not going to show the placeholder assets for the other ones. But it is buggy because it was very last minute that I did that just for the devlog. I've been working on this for a while. I don't know what much... I don't know... yeah, words. I don't know much to say about it. I can show some temporary dialogue. The like images for like character portraits are just cut out. I'll talk to you. Yeah. This guy, it's him. Going first person. Okay. It's him. Yeah. I don't know. Funny. Good. If you couldn't tell, that was definitely placeholder dialogue. This guy's got good dialogue. Yep, sure is. And there's one character down here with a unique portrait and text, dialogue, sound, whatever. It's just that. His name's Static. There's two areas I was gonna show. Because, I guess technically three, because one of them is gonna show gameplay mechanic. And I will show off some of the mask stuff, even though it's not done. First place I want to go is this way. You gotta interact with that thing first for now. probably gonna make this some kind of like puzzle that you have to do to open up the curtains here. And then that would be like a trap door down to this basement area. And this way is blocked off. See some stuff in there. It's not done. None of this is done. This is also just essentially block out. This was like a recent block out though. This is like a fuse box. A lot of the sound effects are currently just default Unreal Engine sound effects, if it is not obvious. I made like the weird machine whirring sound by messing with a random instrument I had on like the music thing I'm currently using. I honestly can't remember exactly how, but I did it. I think I just made it really low and it made this sound. And this is just how I'm gonna get back. Got these guys here. This area is an earlier block out that I made with other stuff than I'm currently doing for more convenience. It looks somewhat nice though, I think. I think it's funny for the way to go back to the basement areas to go through there. Which is, yeah. And there's one other area. You also probably heard the music in the other area. That was one of the ones I was gonna upload, but I got lazy and distracted by just actually working on the thing. I think it was this door. Yeah, this is where I'm going. Okay. Don't mind the weird flashbang thing there. I uploaded an image of this guy in like the community tab a while ago. This is the thing I was working on. So obviously this mask has the ability to use a flashlight. Also, don't mind that that guy's moving, that's just temporary animations. He shouldn't be, technically. And there's these little things. I'll just show what things are. You can pick them up. These are puppets that you can mess with. And these are probably going to be what you do with a lot of the puzzles that I want to put in the game. So I can just remembered I can do this with the camera with the arrow keys because it's funny. Also zoom in and out. There's a lot of things I just don't think to mention. Also there's a button I can press. Plays a random dialogue from like a list of them I got. And you put a puppet on a stage and it does a little thing. It will activate things like these lights here. It can also unlock doors and stuff. And also, there's a spinning platform over here. And if I do this, it will stop spinning, but this one starts spinning over here. And then I can show what the masks do. Both of these guys are puppets, I should also say. This one, I guess its animations were a little bit of a teaser for one of the masks. I'll show it in a minute. Yeah, I did remove the temporary mask assets. But I've switched the mask, and now, instead of using a flashlight, I can throw puppets, which could also maybe be useful for puzzles. And other thing, I haven't implemented this, but obviously that's just like a counter for how many stages are active of like a certain kind. I just haven't gotten around to implementing it, so I'm not going to show it off. There are a lot of bugs in this version. Next mask I was going to show off is this one. Oh, I forgot to do that. Well, it's fine. That's fine. But you turn into like a puddle. The animations for it aren't done. You can also do this, which like activates strafe movement. The cursor there is just a random default Unreal Engine asset. Forgot to... I guess I did bug test the placeholder mask assets, but you saw one there. That's fine. The one you saw wasn't even the right one for what that mask is. And then the... I think there's just one other mask, right? Yeah, it should be. One other mask that currently does something in game, which is this one. I didn't remove this placeholder asset on purpose, just because it's... yeah. Their ability to follow me is buggy, but this mask makes the puppets be alive and follow you around, unless you tell them to stay. If you cannot tell, this one does not have many animations currently. This one does. If you tell him to stay, he'll sit on the ground. This area is pretty much just like a testing area. And then I think that's all I really have to show here. So we will go on to this last area. This thing, I gotta change the model for it. I want it to be a lantern. So these guys, like hand puppets.
Forgot I put that there.
If you can't tell, these paintings are placeholders. This is from something.
You'll find out eventually. It's from something.
Not probably gonna be in the final version of whatever it is, but yeah. I just thought it was a cool render when I made it. And then this is from the April Fool video, technically. Is I don't even remember how to describe what this was. It was something, it pretty much just edited the inner layer of him, I guess. Yeah. And yeah, I stopped talking for a bit because of the music, which was the actual version of Rewound I talked about earlier. It's like the more ambient one that I made. There's some random ambient music that'll play in darker and quieter areas. This is all placeholder stuff. This is like a prop workshop where they would make all the props for stuff in the theater. Jimmy. Got this large box. Yeah. And there's a puppet here. I don't know why that thing is wandering around. I put it there to scare myself because I thought it was funny. You can also ring this bell. I don't know why there's a bell here or even a check-in desk. I didn't really think about it when making it. I just thought it felt right or something. There probably wouldn't need to be one, but I don't know. And then there's nothing done this way. The walls, even though they look kind of nice, these are just like edited versions of default Unreal Engine textures, so these are not final. Same with the floor. It was just recolored versions of them, pretty much. I think that is everything I can show in this right now. I also just put this guy here because I thought it was funny. It's just a mannequin. I think that's it. As a reminder, all of this is unfinished, if it is not obvious. Yeah. This has been my silly little game that I have been working on. I should like a thumbnail for this video. That's too bad. I'll figure it out later. Oh, here's another ambient song. Didn't want to turn them off, because why would I? Might upload them separately at some later point. These are blocked off temporarily because there is nothing there. I can even actually I should have mentioned you have a triple jump. Why? I don't know. Just felt like it. This is just Unreal Engine default floor. I think there's something if I fall out of the void. Or like off the edge of the map. It's gonna take me a minute because I forgot how big I made the floor here. Leave the puppet here. If there's not, well... Ah, there is. Okay, good. Oh yeah, I guess I can show off this too. It is really dark here, I need to fix that. Sorry if a lot of this video is very dark. That's just kind of how the game goes. This thing. Collectible. And we get back here. Is there anything else I want to show here for now? I don't think so. You know, I could show another area. Who's stopping me other than myself? Oh, also, Gleagles. Legal. I have been considering changing the model for these guys to make them more cartoonish and friendly looking. Funny. And this is
The one thing I put an image of today.
on the community tab. Where do I want to go? I think the way I want to go is up the stairs. Did I even show their stuff? I don't remember. There's another stage here. I'm gonna probably redesign this whole area. Make it feel more like an actual theater. But I have not because of nostalgia. I believe where I want to go is this way. I'll show this area at least. The music might be loud here, as a warning. It's a fish tank. That's a fish. If you cannot tell, this area is extremely unfinished. Do I want to show any of these areas? I'm also probably going to swap out a lot of the music in this. I know I already said that. Too bad. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna show. Don't mind that it always just puts me there. That's temporary. I'm gonna change that eventually. I think that's everything I was gonna show. There's more stuff, but that's for later. Goodbye.